Do you want to know 7 bad reasons to teach grammar? And a couple of very good ones. Nearly 30 years ago, Michael Swan wrote a great paper on this, and you can find it on his site in the link below. But it really stands the test of time. So if you're interested in what these 7 horsemen of the apocalypse are, according to him, keep watching. If this is the first time we're meeting, I'm Jo Gakonga. I've been teaching for 35 years and training teachers on CELTA and MA programs for 25 of those. I've also got a website at elttraining.com where I make video-based material for teachers at all stages of their careers. Check it out, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more. I make a new video every week. Before we get into this, just stop me for a minute. What do you think are bad reasons to teach grammar, and good ones? Go on, do it. Okay, here we go. Number 1, according to Michael Swan, because it's there. Famously, when he was asked why he wanted to climb Mount Everest, Edmund Hillary said, because it's there. And some teachers approach grammar with that same mindset. So they see it in the course book, they feel compelled to teach it all. But the reality is that not all grammar points are equally relevant for every class. So you need to think about what your learners actually need. Bad reason number 2, it's tidy. Vocabulary can be messy and overwhelming. There's so much of it. Pronunciation is tricky too, but grammar seems tidy and teachable. It can be neatly presented in rows and boxes, and that makes it tempting to focus on. But it's important to keep in mind that grammar is not the same as learning a language. Reason number 3, it's testable. Tests can be a great way to gauge progress, but designing something that tests a person's holistic language ability is tricky, and it's time consuming to mark, and it's difficult to standardise. Grammar tests, on the other hand, are really straightforward. It's just like maths. It's either right or it's wrong. So this can lead to an emphasis on teaching grammar just because it's easy to test. But the question you have to ask is, are we teaching to the test or really helping learners to learn the language? 4th reason not to teach grammar, it can be a bit of a security blanket. Grammar rules can be comforting. Learning a language is a big, messy task, and grammar rules can offer a sense of control in a really complex world. But the problem here is that relying too heavily on these rules can focus attention away from other crucial aspects of language learning, like fluency and vocabulary particularly. Number 5, it made me who I am. Personal experience plays a big role in being a teacher, and if you learnt those grammar rules diligently and it worked for you, you probably feel that this is essential. This mindset can really perpetrate an overemphasis on grammar, even when it's not always necessary for effective communication. Bad reason number 6, you have to teach the whole system. Some people believe that grammar is a single, interconnected system like a car engine, but the truth is that it's more of a collection of independent elements. We don't need to teach the whole thing. The simple past tense, for example, is really necessary and useful. The past perfect passive not so much. And the final reason not to teach grammar is power. Number 7, and it's a really bad reason, and I'm sure it doesn't apply to you. For some people, grammar teaching can be about maintaining authority. Grammar's complexity can give teachers a sense of control. But obviously, education should be about empowering learners rather than reinforcing power dynamics. So what are the results of over-prioritising grammar? I mean, it's pretty obvious, I guess. My own experience in learning French is like that. I knew the rules, but I couldn't actually speak the language. Still can't, unfortunately. You might find that your learners can pass the tests they need to pass, but then not have enough vocabulary or fluency to actually use what they know in the real world. But get this, despite all of these reasons not to teach grammar, there are a couple of reasons that mean it still does have a place and a great importance in the classroom, and it's also important for teachers to know about the grammar they're teaching so that they can. Reason number 1 is comprehensibility. An odd missing article won't stop communication, but mixing up word order, incorrect use of tenses or modal verbs might very well get in the way of the message. So making sure that learners can express themselves so that they can be understood is important. And the other reason is acceptability. It might well be that your learners don't want to just be understood on a basic level. They might want to interact in social or business contexts, or they might need to take exams where they'll be judged on some level by the accuracy of their language, and it might make a big difference to how successful they are in these situations if their language is more standard. So the bottom line is that there is a place for grammar teaching. It just needs to be purposeful and tailored to your learners' needs. If you focus on the essential structures for comprehensibility and acceptability, we can teach English effectively without overwhelming our learners. If you enjoyed this, I'd highly recommend that you read the original paper and all of the other great material that's on Michael Swan's site. Don't miss his poetry either. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.